Finally, it's 5:07. It's been a busy day, but it's Wednesday, and 5:10 Wednesday means it's time to head over to McDougal's for a burger and, of course, some extra fries. It's only 7 blocks away, so if I leave right now, I can be there by 5:17. That should be early enough to get my favorite table. The ones by the window are too cold. Okay, left on 110th, left on Broadway, good, almost there, only 2 blocks to go. Man, I'm so hungry. Right on schedule, though. What? Now I'll have to wait for the light to change, cross over, then go left, wait for that light to change, then cross over again. Okay, almost there. 5:44, a little behind schedule. Just 3 more doors, though. Here it is. Wait, what's this?
Restricted interests and patterns of behavior. Most of us have routines and patterns in our lives that give us some comfort. You have a favorite restaurant, and you probably take the same way to get there each time you go. If something forces a change to that routine, like a closed sidewalk, no big deal, right? If you discover the burger joint you were heading to has gone out of business, you have dinner at the one down the street. You adapt and move on. For many individuals with ASD, these routines or patterns are often important to how they organize their lives and stay on task. When something causes a disruption or change to a familiar routine, it can be overwhelming. It may take longer for them to adapt and understand what to do next.
I think routine is so key because for these students, they are constantly trying to predict what's next, and I think that it can be a very scary thing for them when they don't know what's coming next. I try and put myself in their shoes because I really think, okay, what are they going to feel like they're missing? What do they need in order to feel equipped for this situation or this task?
When individuals on the autism spectrum of any age do not have routines or their routines change, it may be very difficult for them. Whether it's a toddler preparing for the lunch routine, a middle school student moving between classes, or a young adult clocking in for work, routines are often critical. This morning setup routine is an important part of starting Clay's day. However, there is an unexpected change this morning. A person with a camera is in the classroom.
Put a picture of the coffee can behind the sink in Team Room B. Team Room B.
Okay. It's good. You did good.
The camera created a change from the normal routine. Even though having the camera in the classroom might seem like a minor thing, it affected Clay in a big way. He was unable to resume his typical morning tasks and instead needed space and time to get back on track. Misconception.
Everyone should be able to handle unexpected changes in their routines. Individuals on the autism spectrum just need to learn to go with the flow.
Correction. Sameness and predictability are important for success for many individuals with ASD. It's important to respect this need for predictable routines.
The moment I realized that you weren't driving the right way to go to Ocala, and you said, "Oh, it's not at Ocala," and then like that just hits me like whoosh, like big, like wow, now what? And because the picture I had in my head was the 2 rooms at Ocala that I'd been interviewed in before, and so like I thought I was being very flexible because I was prepared for either room. And then when it turned out that it was a whole different building in the wrong part of town, like it took me a while to adjust to that, and like then I had to get more information about it.
Schedules and routines help individuals on the autism spectrum of all ages be more independent, feel more confident, and participate more successfully.
Anything with a routine, Eric can learn pretty quickly. That's definitely one of his assets, is he likes to do routines.
Schedules and routines can help individuals know what's coming next.
And And then we're gonna do some CD and yoga cards, okay?
Cards? How many cards?
We'll do a few.
How many cards?
Well, we're gonna do one card and a few songs.
We do 40 songs.
40 songs?
How many songs?
One more minute, and then we're gonna do emotions.
How many emotions?
Preparing Leah for what's going to be on the schedule later in the day or anything that's coming up is critical. So if it's like a task like brushing teeth or something that's less than desired, I put those on the schedule, brush teeth, brush hair, and then iPad. So she can see where it's coming in the line, and she'll kind of point to each one and knows where she is and sees it coming down.
Probably the single most things help me the most is routine, is getting him into the routine. Using our daily chart to say this is what we're doing on these days, and trying not to throw too many new things at Ben at one time, because if we do, he melts down. And just trying to keep the routines, get up in the morning at the same time and do breakfast and those sort of things. So really the routine thing is the biggest thing, because even like when he goes to therapy, he knows he goes to the same room, he sees the same person, they start out the same way.
Always needing to follow routines may not make sense to you. Sometimes routines may seem unusual or disconnected from the day-to-day. You may see a child watch scenes from a movie in slow motion over and over and not be able to move on to another activity. An adult may routinely reorganize their sock drawer every day. These kinds of routines may be confusing or disruptive to you. They may even get in the way of everyday activities. But ultimately, they are important in helping individuals with ASD make sense of an unpredictable world. What can you do to help prepare for the unexpected? Going with the flow may be difficult, and so it is important to understand and respect an individual's routines and to create routines that build predictability. Strategies that may be helpful include preparing individuals for the routines. If there is necessary change, you can help prepare for the change by talking about it ahead of time. Using visuals to help with understanding and predictability. And whenever you talk, speak simply and clearly at a level that is understandable for the individual. Routines are one form of patterns of behavior, but you've likely noticed other repetitive behaviors from individuals with ASD. Maybe you've been out in public and seen people flapping their hands or rocking their body. Sometimes individuals may repeat words, phrases, or sounds. Or you may see young children lining up cars by color rather than playing with them. These types of behaviors are common and can include a variety of words and actions that may seem to have no purpose. Understanding that these behaviors do have a purpose for the individual is important. Ask yourself, is he trying to tell me something? Is there anything I can do to meet his need? Are the behaviors disruptive or harmful in any way? Misconception.
People with ASD do and say odd, repetitive things for no reason.
Correction. Repetitive behaviors serve a purpose for individuals with ASD. We've talked about routines and repetitive behaviors. It's also very common for people on the autism spectrum to have special interests or things that they focus on intensely and repeatedly. Often, unusual or intense preoccupations and restricted interests play a huge role in the lives of individuals with ASD. They may know a surprising amount of facts and information about a narrow topic, and they may have difficulty participating in activities and conversations that are not related to their special interests.
Playing at the Thousands house.
Well, who's playing at the Thousands house is my dear good friend, Elton John.
Elton John is playing in the Thousands house.
Yeah, I bet everybody is having a good time.
Now, make sure you remind Elton, what do we need to know about the Thousands house?
That they're bossy, right, Elton? That's right. You could say that again.
Yes, and we have to tell Elton, you have to say their...
We have to say their names. Oh, say their names? Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, okay, look here. How many kids are here?
4.
Okay, get ready to read the whole number.
4,653.
Yes, good job.
Misconception.
Individuals on the spectrum have unusual, strong interests that always get in the way.
Correction. Special interests are very important to the individual. Special interests can be used to develop relationships and motivate.
For many individuals with autism spectrum disorder, the special interest is the strongest reinforcer. So sometimes there's a tendency to avoid that or to remove it for some reason. But the truth is, that's the thing to harness and to find a way to use that as a reinforcer to help them with more challenging tasks.
Yeah, go with their strengths.
Yeah.
Special interests can also be fun to learn about.
I learned about a very special band that my mom taught me about, and they're my new favorite right now, and they are called Bleachers. I made Mr. Huffman love them by giving him a copy of Strange Desire, their debut album. My mom is a big fan. She took me twice to see them. I met Jack from Bleachers once in Pittsburgh and then again in Cleveland. And I was like, "Hi, Jack! My mom got me tickets to see you for my birthday!" And he was like, "Wow, that's so cool." Yeah.
Encore.
The teacher uses her special interest to motivate her.
Encore. Yeah, Summer back. Ladies and gentlemen, Summer is going to show us how to do space math.
Yes!
And it's going to blow our minds.
It's going to blow everyone's mind. I got $53.63.
Yes, are you ready?
Yeah,
rock it out. 2, 3, 4. Rock it out, rock it out, rock it out. Good job. Awesome. High five.
One of my students has, of course, a special interest, and his main interest is Star Wars. He can tell you dates. He can tell you the order of the movies, the different characters. Usually what we do after every task, they do receive a break, and that is of their choice. He tends to talk about Star Wars, in which I was able to engage into a conversation talking about Star Wars characters, years, the order of the movies.
It's the greatest movie franchise ever.
Why?
Because of its excellent writing, awesome characters, and lightsaber duels. So the lightsabers are very, very creative.
No matter what special interests might be, they can provide motivation to interact and learn new things.
The Minions actually have been such a godsend to us. It's something that he loves, but it really opened a door for him in many, many areas. And all you really have to have is a pack of stickers, and put a Minion sticker in something, and he's immediately attracted to it.
Buddy's here.
Do you want to go show Julie and say, "Look, I made Dave"?
Julie!
Who is this?
A minion!
A minion. Which minion is it?
Dave!
Dave. Is he your favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Special interests may be common, like characters from a show, or they may be more unique.
Well, I work with individuals whose preferences include the black hole, or knee replacement surgery, or dinosaurs, or movie credits. And that by understanding those, it not only helps to encourage skills, but it also helps to establish rapport, which is incredibly important if you're going to be able to be effective with an individual.
Whether individuals have special interests that are relatable to others or not, they are important to the person and may be a key to making a connection with them. Special interests provide predictability and comfort because the individual knows so much about them. Strategies that may be helpful related to interests include using that interest to develop a relationship and build new skills. Interactions that include something interesting for the person on the spectrum are more likely to be engaging and successful. Visuals can support the use of the special interests and help with communication. Speaking simply and clearly during these interactions can help you communicate effectively. Now that you understand some of the misconceptions about restricted interests and patterns of behavior, let's move on to sensory characteristics of autism spectrum disorder.